It is live, uncut. You already know what it is. You already know what it is.
Tell the
Live.
truth
You already know what
and
it
tell the
is.
truth.
Live,
I love
uncut,
being black.
unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I love being black.
All right, people, we back again for the third night in a row. I must be feeling good. Something going on with me. I guess that's a good thing. I appreciate for you guys tuning in tonight. We got a great topic tonight. It's concerning conceal and carry. It's called reciprocity. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, but we'll get into it in a minute. I need everybody to hit like and share on YouTube and as well as Facebook. Appreciate you guys tuning in. All right. Check us out. Check us out. We here. We live.
You already know what it is. You already know what you already know what it
Hold
you
it.
already know
Hold
what
it.
it is.
Hold it.
Live,
Hold it.
uncut, unedited. Tell the truth
And what?
and shame the devil.
I love being black. All right, people, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This is going to be a great show tonight. I hate starting late, but sometimes that's what my schedule, I have to fit in what my schedule allows me to. But I appreciate you guys coming on in tonight. Come on in tonight. Come on in tonight. We're live, uncut, and unedited. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. I love being black. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Uh, come on in, come on in, come on in. All right.
You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth
And what?
and shame the devil.
I love being black. Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. Hit that like button. All right. Let me call out some names while I'm here. I got a few people on here. Hey, D Jackson, what's going on? Hero Flex Media in the house. All right. I appreciate you. Multitasking. YouTube in the house. Jules Smith. Hey, how you doing, Miss Smith? All right. Peggy, I see you on YouTube, Peggy. I see you. Tomorrow. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. All right. Brother Tone, what's up, man? I believe they hit a high-speed chase today, and I believe the police was chasing somebody and they ran into a bus, man. That might be instant death, though. Man, molester. All right. YouTube. All right. YouTube in the house. Miss Emma Harris. What's going on? I see you. I see you. Sheila Johnson. Miss Johnson. How you doing, Miss Johnson? Peggy, you on Facebook too? Okay, both of them. Work both of them. Hit that like button. What's up, Sunday? I see you, Sunday. I see you. I see you. I see you. Eugene Neal, what's going on? We talk about conceal and carry tonight. All right, Eugene, I see you. I see you. Peggy said I switched to Facebook. It's okay. All right. I got Vegas in the house. Vegas in the house. Bobby, I see you got your page back. Well, you know what, Bobby? It's not, this is really not my page. This is the backup page. I just changed the name into that. So it should be coming back soon. We got to speak it in existence. We got to speak it. The Bible said the power of life and death is in the tongue. So it's coming. The Bible said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So we got to think it. All right, Sheila Johnson again. Jamila, what's going on? Listen, that crime scene is horrible over there on 60th and State. That was a high-speed chase. You know the police ain't going to say it. Phoenitra Smith, what's going on? Oh, Mama Poppins, how you doing, Mama Sita? All right. Jessica, I don't have a gun, but it should be an interesting topic. Listen, President-elect Donald Trump want to make it He wants to make where we can carry those of us that's conceal and carry, we can carry all states in all states. They're going to make it a law. Fishing for gold, Earhart Riverdale. What's going on? What's up? All right, my mayor. All right, Vicky Gavin. What's going on? What's going on? All right, all right, all right, people. It's been. I need y'all to hit them like buttons. Hit them like buttons. Hit the like buttons. Got 18 people on one place, another place 18. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Matter of fact, let me hit it too. I'm telling you guys to do something that I'm not doing. All right. It's going down, people, today. We're going to talk about this conceal and carry. All right. Mm. All right. Come on in, people. Conceal and carry. So this is something that we all should be interested in. Hit that like. Hit that like, people. Hit that like button.
You already know what it is. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth
Keena
and
Nicole,
shame
what's
the
going
devil.
on?
I love being black.
All right. Thank you, Keena. All right. Ali, what's going on? YouTube in the house showing out tonight, boy. Kathy, what's going on, Kathy? All right. I want to do a little screen sharing too. Screen share. Let's see. Setting. All right. Recessive. All right. Let's see. Right here. Here we are. All right. Trump has promised to conceal and carry. All right. All right, people. Reciprocity. That's how you pronounce that word. All right. All right. Come on in, people. Come on in. This is live, uncut, unedited. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. All right. Right here on the screen. And this is, listen, this is his way of combating crime. And you're right, Bobby. You know the Democrats are going to do that. I'm taking calls too as well too on this because I definitely need some help on this, people. Um, you know, by him having the Congress now, so you know it's going to pass that. You know it's going to get passed. It's going to basically, if you read between the line, to me, my interpretation, and I could be wrong. This is every man for himself and God for us all. You have to protect your own self. And this is what I see in this. This is what I see. Now, I could be wrong. This is coded language. You better protect yourself. Real talk. Where are my concealing carries on here? Tina, what's going on? Kimmy, YouTube in the house. All right. Everybody, make sure you hit that Facebook hit like on Facebook. I need to get the likes up on YouTube and Facebook. All right, let's see what our YouTubers said. I'm for it. Somebody got to do something with these young people. They're not scared of nothing. You got to be able to protect yourself. Once they realize their life can be at risk, it might curb crime. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth and shame the devil.
All right, I'm looking for a caller. Brenda, I see you. 872-299-0808. 872-299-0808. I'm looking for a caller. Come on in, people. Come on in. Come on in. We're looking for a caller. We're looking for a caller. We're looking for a caller. Somebody said, D. Jack said, I live in Texas for 5 years. I lived in Texas for 5 years. That's already gone on with the protecting yourself with a gun. Okay. All right. You can see we got one concealed and carry in here. Brother Bobby. All right. Bobby, you're ready to travel all around the country with that pistol. Concealed and carry. All right now. I need somebody to call and ask me what they think about this. What do they think about this? Reciprocity. Reciprocity. And we're going to look that up and see what it means. Reciprocity. Yep. And it's all right. Come on in, people. I need y'all to come on in and comment. I need some phone calls. I need some new callers, 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. Come on in, people. Come on in, people. Come on in. Come on in. Reciprocity. That's the name. All right. So what do you think about all states? You can carry, you can do conceal and carry. What do you think about that, people? What do you think about protecting yourself? There's not enough police to be everywhere. Period. There's not enough police to be everywhere. This is a learning moment, man. Y'all come on with me. This is a learning moment. This is a learning moment. I need everybody let's get them likes up. Let's get them likes up. Let's get them likes up, people. Hit the like button. I got 11 likes on Facebook. And that's crazy. Now I got some shares now. 19 shares. Oh man, that's beautiful. Beautiful. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Come on in, people. Come on in. Come on in. All right. Come on in. All right, come on in. I'm waiting on some more people to come on in. Come on in. Come on in. All right, come on in. We rolling. Share. Kathy. Hey, Kathy. All right. Now you know the Democrats are going to challenge that concealed and carry in all states. You know that. Well, Kimmy from YouTube. Tina Phillips. I see you again. Nisha Taylor. All right. Some people don't believe in pills. Vince, what's up, Vince? What's going on, my brother? Tina Bree, YouTuber. What do you think about what my Trump supporters at? I know they love this. All right. D said Jackson said the homicides will go down. I tell you, if you never heard the word before, Lauryn Hill mentioned the word reciprocity on her song X Factor. Okay. And the correct pronoun reciprocity. Reciprocity. Okay. That's how it's pronounced. Reciprocity. All right. On the flip side, it could be bloodbath because people will end up being shot or killed. Yeah. Yeah. Chilling Vince, okay. All right. Sandra, what's going on, Sandra? Man, I'm gonna be big time on YouTube in a minute. Y'all keep it up. All right, I need some callers, people. Let's talk.
You
This is a
already
good
know what it
subject.
is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and
And
shame
shame
the
the
devil.
devil.
I love being black.
All right. Let me put the screen share back up again. But let's read what it means. Let's go to the screen and see what it means. A lot of us probably don't know what it means, so we're going to talk about it. And this is the
reciprocity.
Reciprocity. That's how you pronounce it. So, the practice of exchanging things with others for mutual benefit, especially privileges granted by one country or organization to another. So, in other words, my interpretation is so each state is going to have each state going to acknowledge each conceal and carry. Acknowledge. So if I can carry in Illinois, conceal and carry, I should be able to conceal and carry in Florida or Texas, Ohio, New York. Oh yeah, real talk. This is how you pronounce
Reciprocity.
it. Reciprocity. All right, it's a learning moment, people. All right. All right, where my gun lovers at? Gun lovers, where you at? The gun lovers. 872-299-0808. Come on in and help me out, my gun lovers. As we tell anybody that's listening, is just as much as you're ready to kill, you have to be ready to die. You have to be ready to die. This is YouTube Live. This is Facebook Live. And we talking live, uncut, unedited. We telling the truth. And what?
And shame the devil.
And don't forget.
I love being black.
Yeah, well, nobody say I love being black. What's up, Glenn? Glenn, what you think about this new law, man, that Trump gonna put into place? It depends on if we really help black people, especially men, or will it make things worse for racist cops and people to have an excuse to pull out guns on black and kill us? Well, this conceal and carry for all. It ain't just for black people. You could look at it that way. Basically, it's everybody's doing their own security. The police can't be everywhere. Can't be everywhere. Some people not going. Now Trump he already said that he's going to put it in place. He got both of the houses, so it's going to pass. It's definitely going to pass. Glenn said they tried it. That's right. They did try it last time, and the Democrats were against it. But Trump got all Congress now. He got it. So, all right, we got a caller. All right, we got a caller.
Tell the truth.
We got a caller, people.
Shame the devil.
Listen, some of us live in these inner cities, and it is high crime areas, and this is real.
Marcus.
All right, we got Marcus on the live. Come on, Marcus.
Well, Martin, I just tuned in. Tell me, what are you talking about?
Okay.
I just came.
All right. Well, what's going on is Trump is going to pass a law. It's called, listen to the word, it's called reciprocity. Reciprocity. And that means that each state is going to acknowledge the conceal and carry. So if you can conceal and carry here in Illinois, you should be able to conceal and carry in Texas, Indiana, New York, Baltimore.
So basically nationwide.
Nationwide. He's going to make that. But
so if you get if you get a concealed and carry card here, you ain't got to go worrying about getting one in Indiana or another state.
And that's
it
correct.
will be respected and honored nationwide. You know what? Trump might be in there for a long time behind that one, because you want to know why?
Why?
That's what they should have done from the beginning.
What
I don't believe that guns are our enemy. I believe that a gun is a tool. Unfortunately, it falls in the wrong hands. The criminals, they don't get certified. They just go grab a gun and kill somebody. The decent folks need to be allowed to own a gun. And Martin, this might sound crazy, but I believe that people need to be carrying on CTA trains and buses.
I believe that too.
You know,
I believe that too.
so I thought that that's the best thing that he could have ever done.
Yeah, that's
is to allow that to happen.
Yeah, and basically to me, what that is saying in coded language, police can't be everywhere. You got to protect yourself. That's what that is.
They know that.
You got to, yeah, you got to protect yourself. You know, because it's all this carjacking going on and everything, all this snatching the grass. Listen, it's a lot. There's gonna be a lot of bloodbath. It's not just for white people, it's for black people too. A lot of blacks got conceal and carry. Yeah.
Right, and he probably gonna make it easier for you to get concealed and carry.
Yeah.
Eventually, and not make it so hard. I don't think that this is a bad thing. I think that this is a great thing, because you're right. The police can't be everywhere. They don't have enough jails to put a lot of these people in. And so if you want to come out here and commit a crime, you say it all the time. If you're willing to kill, you better be
ready to die. That's it. That's what I said. That's what I tell the young folks. You pull that pistol, just as much as you're ready to kill, you better be ready to die. It can go either way. Either way.
And Trump controls the House and the Senate now.
Yeah.
That's going to pass. That is going to pass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's going to pass. That's definitely going to pass. That's going to pass. So, I mean, somebody, matter of fact, Sarge sent this to my inbox, told me that what was going on. I was like, wow. So it's going to be, let me read the article a little bit. Hold on, Marcus. Let me read it. It says, President-elect Donald Trump promised to sign a nationwide concealed carry. I always have a hard time pronouncing that word here. Let me get it right. It's called reciprocity. I want to make sure I say it correct. Reciprocity. Yeah. Reciprocity. Law could soon become reality, and the gun violence prevention groups are concerned. Okay. Donald Trump Jr. posted a video of his father on Instagram with the caption, "Boom, my father just announced full conceal and carry reciprocity. The Second Amendment will stay and remain protected." In the 2023 video, the president-elect outlines his plans to end crime, saying, "I will protect the right of self-defense everywhere. It is under siege, and I will sign a conceal and carry reciprocity. Your Second Amendment does not end at the state line." Whoa, that's deep.
That should have been done. That's common sense. You can go and call that the common sense law. That is common sense. It should have been a national law. It should, in the federal government, need to make these states go along. Too many innocent people have died. It's too easy for these people to rob people out here now.
Yeah.
That's going to get hard because they don't know who got what.
Mm-hmm.
And they run up on somebody.
Yeah. That's deep.
It's going to get hard for them.
Yeah.
People getting tired of getting their cars stolen.
Yeah. That's true.
And other stuff stolen. It might be materialistic and replaceable, but people prayed for it. They worked hard for it, and just to get your car stolen along with other stuff inside that car, or your house broken into while you in there, and you can't defend yourself, and you worried about going to jail for defending yourself.
Mm.
But watch the gun control groups try to make it look bad. No, that's a great idea.
Yeah. And Marcus didn't vote for Donald Trump either, but he's saying that's a great idea.
No, I didn't. But you know what? I didn't vote for Daley, and there were some policies that I agreed that Daley had set in place that I agreed with. None of them are perfect. None of them are perfect. But I agree with Trump on that one. I also agree with deportation of people who came over here illegally.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. But what I don't agree with was when the police kill black people or any type of people, and they're allowed to get away with it. And the DOJ ain't gonna do nothing.
Right.
I don't agree with that. But I agree with what he's doing about this gun, because I ain't never been against gun ownership. If the criminals got them, why can't the decent citizens have them? And like I said, you should be carrying it on public transportation, in the banks, in the barbershop. There are some people who rent apartments that don't want their tenants having guns. They got to be crazy.
Got to be crazy. I believe in self-defense.
Animals got you mess with a dog, he gonna bite to kill.
That's right. That's right.
You mess with a bear, he gonna claw you to pieces.
That's right.
You think they care about going to jail?
I'm telling you.
No, they defending themselves.
And those of us that's on social media, we've seen all the videos where the youngsters holding up weapons, shooting at people in videos. We see these young folks got weapons. You know, we see it. And those of us that live in these high crime areas, we have to have something to protect ourselves. The police cannot be everywhere at the same time. They can't be it. And like Marcus said, here's a person make sacrifice to buy an automobile, then turn around. Somebody carjack them and take it and tie their car and smash into a wall. Now what? Now you, Marcus, did you know that? Oh, my light went out. Did you know, Marcus, that it was a police chase on 60th and well, it ended on 60th in Michigan. Yeah, it ended on 60th in Michigan.
Today.
Yeah, today, not too long ago.
Today?
Yeah, it was today. And you know they ain't gonna call it no police chase. And I heard that the car that they was chasing ran into a CTA bus head on. Head on.
Wow. With people on it.
Yeah, head on.
That hit that might have been either King Drive.
No, they was down state. It was state. On state.
The state street.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Okay, Bill, go ahead. Bill, we got a new caller. Go ahead, Bill. Go ahead.
Hey, Martin, Marcus. This is a good thing, and like you and or Marcus said, Democrats are going to fight this or try to fight it, but it's nothing they can do because we got the House and the Senate. The whole thing in a nutshell is that everybody got a right to protect themselves. You just mentioned, you and Marcus mentioned a dog will bite you to protect himself, his baby, her babies, or whatever. And that's fighting against another dog or in particularly a bear or whatever. But the next bear or animal in the forest got the same thing they got. It's people that don't have the right to carry guns, particularly black males, because we have X's on our back. I'm one of them, but I still got my gun. And I think this is a great thing. This is the person they say is going to tear down the Constitution, but he really standing behind the Constitution. There's states in that have or cities, should I say? I heard maybe 10 to maybe 15 years ago in Georgia in particular, and I believe it's Stone Mountain, where it is mandatory at a certain age, I believe it's 21, that you have to have a gun. And the cities that been studied that have this law are some of the safest cities around, because you got a criminal, he might pull it, but he got to keep in mind that everybody in the whole establishment got a gun. And the odds of him getting away is slimmer than none, and it's not just getting away on feet. It's getting away, subduing your life to the situation. Like you say, just as well as you are ready to pull a gun, be ready to die.
That's right.
And that law and this law that he's presenting is backing that up fully.
And
I mean, just think about it. If everybody in the barbershop got a gun and somebody walk up in there and point a gun on this one person, everybody in there got a gun. You think they're not going to draw and tell them there ain't no stick up today? The only stick up going to be the end of your life if you don't put your gun down. These kids are riding on the train with guns. They look at you sitting to see if you're not looking so that they can get up on you and put a gun on you and take everything you got. You can't always get that stuff, Sarge.
Yeah. I got two of my favorites.
That
people.
also go for
go ahead, Bill.
Go for corrupt police too. Is they know that everybody got a gun and you do some bogus and there's people around, they don't have to just sit there, and probably not. If they're able to have their gun rights, especially fully restored.
All right, Bill. I got two conceal and carries right now on his live. My favorite, my ex-girlfriend 900. Hey,
your ex-wife.
I said my ex-girlfriend. Hey, listen, you my internet girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
Listen, 900, everybody know better. We just talking. They know better. Trust me. Anybody that follow us, they know. Okay, go ahead, 900. Go ahead.
Okay. So I heard Bill say that there are some cities in the United States, like in Georgia, that where you have to have a gun. I would tell you for certain that Stone Mountain is not one of them. And I know if I heard Sarge come in, I know Sarge live in Stone Mountain. He gonna tell you the same thing. It's not Stone Mountain, but I have heard that Kennesaw. You probably that's the one you probably was thinking of. Kennesaw.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, up there. Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of conceal and carry. I'm not sure if it's a fact that you have to have a gun, but I've heard that from several people that is true. But I think it's more like, I don't think it's something that's enforced. I just think it's like a code that everybody knows. But I'm not for sure. But Kennesaw is what you're thinking, is what the city you're thinking of.
You're right.
But I agree with this thing, with this reciprocity law that Trump is trying to pass. I agree with that because I am a gun owner. I do not conceal and carry, although in Georgia we have open carry here, so you don't even have to. You don't have to have a license to have a gun. Like when I bought my gun a couple years ago, I went into Dick's Sporting Goods, passed the background check, bought my gun right there, walked out. I never owned a gun in my life. You don't have, like I said, it's open carry here. Sometimes, like when I go to Sam's Club, and maybe, I don't know if Sarge go to Sam's Club in Tucker, but I've seen several open carry people pumping their gas with their, guns in their hips, men and women. And I a lot of places, they do have that sign on the door where it has the gun, like the X through it. But, grocery stores. But I mean, you still see people like coming into places with guns. Most of you just see it outside. But yeah, so we already have that here. Like I said, I do not conceal and carry because I am not trained enough to where I feel like I'm, prepared enough to, have to pull my weapon out in public to defend myself or somebody else. So, it's not a toy. Like people think, oh, I got a gun now and I live in a state with these freedoms. I can just walk around looking roughshod, but it's a real responsibility.
Yes, it is.
So
let me read this.
I don't do that every now.
Hold it, 900. Let me read what Dave L. Smith said. Stand your ground in Chicago. I think crime would decrease somewhat. Even a criminal wouldn't take a chance on getting blasted by someone who they thought might be a little quicker with the quicker, was that straw skill set. So that's what Dave said here. Now, we don't have stand your ground, but you can defend yourself in Chicago. I do know that. Yeah, but go ahead on 900. Now I go to Sarge next.
Yeah. So I don't personally. I don't think that. I'm not going to say I'm against, like, for me, concealed carry. I mean, it's a big responsibility because you got to get like a holster. You got to, you got to have it fitted right. It's a whole thing. And but I know for sure I probably would never open carry. I just think for a little woman, I don't know. For me, I don't think it's. I don't know. I don't think I would do it. But yeah.
Well, come. So even if you come to Chicago and visit your mom, you wouldn't do it?
Oh, open carry or concealed carry?
Concealed carry.
Well, as far as, I mean, he may institute the reciprocity laws, but I don't think that's going to change with the airlines. You're still going to have to check your gun. You're not going to be able to.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So I don't check a bag on airlines. I do carry-ons only. So you try to bring a gun on a carry-on, and you're not going anywhere.
No,
you're gonna get arrested.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Before I go to Sarge, people, I need everybody to hit the like button. Please hit the like button, no matter if you're on YouTube or on Facebook, or hit it on both if you can. Hit like so I can just move up so people can see this video. More and more people coming on. All right, Sarge, you the one send me this subject, so I know you got plenty to say. Come on with it. Come on with it, Sarge.
Well, not really so much. It's just the laws in Chicago are jacked up because I went up there and I ended up going to jail. See? And I went through court for almost a year and had to come back down to Georgia, and I had to stay with my daughter for like 2-3 weeks until I got my next little together. Remember in 2016 I had to come and stay with you? I was sleeping on the couch because I'm like trying to get my little, Yeah.
Sarge, what was you doing with a gun here in the city of Chicago anyway? Sarge, what was you doing with a gun anyway? You looking for somebody? Because what?
Number one, Chicago is dangerous. Number two, I always carried a gun anyway. I never gave a damn about Chicago gun laws, but and that's what it is. So they ended up locking me up, confiscated my weapon, and my lawyer, he talked to the judge and said, take into account Georgia laws and some slick legal term, and they took that into consideration. And all I got in the end, I had an expired FOID card.
Oh, okay.
That expired way back.
Well, let me ask you a question,
but I told him, I said,
Sarge,
I can't even. I'm a Georgia resident.
Hold it, Sarge. I don't want to hear all that. This is what I want to hear. Jessica, I don't believe you'll be able to carry it on the plane. You got to turn it in before you get on the plane. But let me say this, Sarge. What's your thought?
You got to go in your luggage.
Yeah. Now it got to be a lockbox or something. But let me just say this real quick, Sarge. What would you think if here in the city of Chicago, if they pass that law, which I know he's going to pass it? Now I heard they're trying to even make it where you can just show your ID and get a gun without even going through them classes too as well. That's what I'm hearing too. Now I could be wrong.
Constitutional carry is.
Yeah, right.
That's what he's doing.
Right.
That's constitutional carry.
Right. So
you show your ID. If you don't have any domestic violence convictions or certain felonies, you just walk in and buy what you want and leave.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I did.
My buddy Charles said, what's up, Charles? I know you called me today. Charles said you can carry on the airlines. You have to pay and turn the weapon in, just like a FOID card carrier going to the gun range. Okay. All right.
Right. You have to check it in a bag.
Right.
Not a carry-on.
All right.
It goes in your check bag that you can't have a firearm on your person as a passenger on a plane.
Okay.
Only an air marshal can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you could put it in your suitcase that go under the belly of the plane.
This said
That's the way it go anyway.
Charles said a lockbox, and you have to pay for almost another passenger fee. It's expensive. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't know about all that.
Well, okay. Well, I'm just telling you what he just said. Well,
I don't know, 'cause normally I would drive, but
right.
yeah, with the
So
because see, there's no reciprocity in Georgia as of Chicago, rather. Illinois and Georgia, they don't have the same reciprocity. So if I'm in Illinois, and I do have a permit to carry in Georgia, Illinois does not recognize it.
right. Well, that's why he signed it into law. It's gonna be
Illinois recognized.
okay. But listen what I'm saying is when he signed this bill and it passed through the Congress, it's going to be universal, all states. Each state going to have to acknowledge each one. Right.
All 50 states.
Right.
I want to respond on Sarge's situation of having to go to court and all of this other stuff is to show you how messed up the gun laws are. You're supposed to have a constitutional right to bear arms, but in his case, this is a man, and I can see it being certain stipulations where you have some mental issues or something like that. But it's all right for Sarge and other people to carry a gun in the military because they say so. I have a problem with that. Everybody should have a right to bear arms, and that man with his dedicated service should be able to bear arms from state to state or whatever.
Well, that's what they were. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, 900.
Just because I was in the military, that does not make me have more constitutional rights than a civilian. That's the part that I'll be talking about. I'll be like, look, okay, you didn't go to the military. So why do I have more constitutional right to bear arms than you? I don't.
Sarge, let 900 talk.
That ain't right.
But 900, go ahead.
No, I shouldn't.
900, go ahead.
Okay, so I kind of disagree with Bill that everybody should have the right to carry. I'm gonna be honest. Some people say that it's an infringement on your Second Amendment right if they pose any restrictions on that right, such as like you have to, you can't have like a history of like mental illness, being in and out of mental hospitals. I think that a background check should be conducted. And I've heard people say, oh, well, even that's an infringement. Conducting a background check, that's an infringement. Anybody should just be able to walk in and get a gun. I don't agree with that because you have people out here who are mentally ill. And some of them they have just enough wit to walk into some place and get their hands on a gun. And the person who's selling them the gun might concede that they're not well, but because they have that right, and that person and the seller wants to make money, they're going to sell them the gun 9 times out of 10. So I am for background checks to get a gun. I feel like if you cannot pass the simple thing like a background check, that's very simple, then you do not need to have a gun. You can use a knife, you can use a machete, but you do not need a gun where you can kill lots of people in a short amount of time. I don't agree with that.
Okay, well, what about
look at this again. I got a good one for you, 900. I got a good one for you right here.
Okay.
Now,
Sarge, hold it, Sarge, hold it. Before y'all speak, please check in with me. Please do that, okay? Y'all, some of y'all acting like I'm not even sitting here. Okay, Bill was talking, you cut him off, Sarge, but go ahead, Sarge, and Bill next. Go ahead. We still taking calls too, people. Go ahead. Go ahead, Sarge.
Now, at one time, now this is something Mark may be familiar with because it was a big news thing in Illinois. You got this company, Wells Fargo, they drive them Brinks trucks, right? The Brinks too. Do you know there's a lot of people they didn't hire because they had bad credit?
Oh, wow. Work
So that's
around money.
the same thing as that. You're going to not hire a person to get a job to help pay their bills that pays more than the job they on because they got bad credit, and you assuming they're going to steal from you. That's the same thing with the background check on, the firearms thing. Now, I understand they got the clause in there. If you have been hospitalized in a mental institution within the last 5 years, they get a 5-year window to it, But, yeah. So, that's the way I see it.
That's not the same thing, because I can understand if you work in some jobs that are high powered, especially if it has to do with finance, they're probably going to check your credit. That's a more recent thing. I worked at the bank like 10, 12 years ago. They didn't do a credit check on me. But I think that's just another way for employers to weed out good candidates, honestly, because to be honest, let's face it, if you got a low credit score, for the most part, it does say something about the person opposed to somebody who has a high credit score. It does. It shows if you got a high credit score, it shows that you're responsible.
It says you don't pay your bills. It don't say you steal. I didn't always have a high credit score. I had to build up to it.
Well,
I don't steal.
Well, did they tell him? Well, I don't think that they told him that the reason
scores because of their.
Told him. Hold on, wait. I don't think they told him that the reason they was running his credit score is to make sure that he could be to see if he could be somebody who would steal or not. That's not something they would tell an employee. They have their own internal measurements of how they use data like that. But like I said, in the end, it's just another way for employers to make judgments about their potential employees.
Okay.
And a lot of times it is a good indicator.
Go ahead, Marcus.
I just want to say this, because this is not only pertaining to somebody trying to get a job being an armored car driver, but this was going on in the state of Illinois, city of Chicago, just for a local job. People not getting jobs because of their low credit score. How can they boost their credit score up when their economic status, they trying to get a job?
Tell the truth.
To build their credit.
And shame the devil.
How can they do that? To me, it's a form of racism. It's a form of racism. It's institutionalized racism, incognito racism. This is how we're going to eliminate certain people. Because living in Inglewood, I know this for a fact, they have that area redlined where they know how much money is supposed to be coming in there with each household. And if you bringing in more money than what they projected, then you will get a knock at the door. Your light bills will start going up. Your gas bills will start going up. This is what they did with the people in the projects to run them out the projects. Even though they were paying cheap rent, their bills were skyrocketing. And so they had to move in order to keep their gas and lights on. How can a person build their credit and they can't get the jobs that they need to help them build their credit? That never made sense to me. Why should that even be allowed? If Trump want to do something, he also needs to pass a law against that. Your credit shouldn't have nothing to do with how you're going to do your job. Even your Facebook page shouldn't have nothing to do with how you're going to do your job.
I agree.
They already canceled that out with the credit thing. The credit thing, they canceled that out. Because they had some fair credit, something blah blah blah, some those slick ass words they use, and they can no longer judge a potential employee by their credit rating. So they don't even have that as something that they ask potential employers for,
And it shouldn't be done to concealed and carry. And if they're not going to do it right, then eliminate the background check if it's not going to be done right. Because even here in the state of Illinois, it takes people a long time. It takes them forever to complete the background check.
Mm-hmm. And it costs you almost $700. It costs you almost $700 after you pay for all of the classes and the thises and the that's and the. When I was going to work armed security way back. And this was before I was in the Army. For me to get my doggone blue card, that's the one where you can work armed, right?
Perk
card. They had the course, the perk card, PERC. Yeah. And I doggone That course costs $100. $100. That was some money in 1985.
Yeah. But I need to flip this conversation real quick because I don't want to get into storytelling. I'm asking everybody on this panel a question, since you're here. Do you think that this would make America safer with all across the board where you can get a gun?
Can I answer first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I absolutely do think that it's going to make the society safer, because there's an old saying, an armed society is a polite society. And I'm always like that because, you know, a lot of times in these high crime areas and these cities where a lot of people know that most people don't have guns because they can't get it, then people are encouraged to commit crimes because they know that most people are not going to have a gun. See, that's why I always say down here in Georgia, you know, you have this crime, but you don't see this rampant crime as much as Chicago. It's just not happening, you know. It's much safer here. But yeah, I do think it's going to make the country safer. And I hope to see more people open carry. Yeah, so that's it.
One more question before you cut off. What age? Hold on, I'll let you go, Bill, next. What age you think that they should permit a person that have open carry? 21 and up?
I'm going to say open carry. I'm actually going to say maybe like 25, maybe even like a little bit older, just because we know that your brain is not even fully developed until 25, and under 25, you know, people just tend to be more impulsive, a little bit more emotional, that's why, yeah. So your brain is at least fully developed to where you can make sound decisions enough, because that's a huge responsibility. And we don't need 18-year-olds, 16-year-olds out here. Somebody looked at them wrong and they pull them out a gun because their brain hasn't developed to the point where their impulsivity has calmed down. So yeah, at least 25.
Okay, Bill, you next. Go ahead, Bill.
Now I agree to a certain degree with 900. As far as the right to carry and the mental situation playing a big part, yes, but in regards, people should have the right to bear arms. It's the constitutional right, especially in Chicago. People don't care. One thing about it, the people that are against the rights to bear arms, they are not realizing that, say for instance, in Chicago versus a lot of other cities, the crooks are gonna get a gun regardless to anything. It'll be a point, if they had their way, that the American citizens won't be able to have a gun, but the crooks are still gonna have a gun. And as far as age limits, yeah, she's right to a certain degree to make a good decision. But if you living in Chicago, the criminals are not mentally stable or able to make a right decision about who they gonna pull a gun on, rob, kill, or steal from. So why would a citizen be limited to a certain age or demographic because of restriction, when everybody around you that's committing these crimes, 12, 13, 14, whatever the case may be, they got guns.
Okay, Can I answer that question real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, 900.
Okay. A real quick answer to that is this. Think of this situation. You at a block club party, or a little get together, let's say somewhere, and it's 25 people. one, and they all like under age 20. You got one guy pull out a gun because he's trying to shoot somebody. Now suppose 15 other people there, also under the age of 20, they all have guns. Would you rather have, and then they start shooting also because they're trying to protect their loved ones or whatever. Would you rather have that one person pull out a gun and start shooting, or would you rather have 15 other people pull out their guns and start shooting, and they have the capacity to hit whoever and wherever and kill each other and shooting at random people on the street, in their homes, cars passing by? So I would rather just have that one person. And even though, yes, there's that one person who's making that bad decision, and you think that those other people should have the right to defend themselves, but they're also emotional. They're very young. We do not need all these young people carrying guns who are also.
But they are. Yes,
but not every young person out here is carrying a gun. Okay, not every young person out here is carrying a gun. Men, boys, and girls. That's not happening. But if you just allow these young people to carry guns, then they're going to start carrying. And these girls, what's the first thing that's going to happen? These girls, they always get in a fight. They're going to pull out guns and shoot each other. And in the process, they're going to kill innocent people. You know that's going to happen. So no, we do not need impulsive young people carrying guns. Like I said, look at the science.
They are.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is the majority, not every single young person in Chicago is carrying a gun. Please stop. There are a lot of young people in Chicago carrying guns and making wrong decisions. But if this thing passes and they let 18-year-olds carry guns, that's going to be a disaster. Because a lot of these people now, they're already fighting. They don't even use hands anymore. A lot of them using, if they don't have a gun, they use it.
Mark, can I say something?
Yeah, you next, Marcus.
Knives and all this other stuff. We do not need impulsive men or women carrying guns.
Okay. Go ahead, Marcus, then Keenan Nicole, the new call.
Don't forget about me now.
Okay, I ain't going to forget about you. Go ahead.
So I think that it will make the country safer, but here's what I'm going to suggest. And she's speaking about 18-year-olds. I think that the problem with the young people, the streets have taught them about the guns, and it hasn't been taught in schools. And this is something that people will run away from. But just like you teach everything else in school, you need to teach about gun safety in schools. Okay, I'm not saying that the schools should have real guns there and teach them, but teach them through books or whatever, through videos and what it could do. They need to be taught about gun safety, because you have some kids who live in rural areas, and it ain't the criminals they have to worry about. It's the animals they have to worry about that would tear them apart, and they need a gun to shoot to protect themselves. I think education needs to be put on the table. I think not just young people, but older people who will be concealed and carry, they need some type of training, not just pull a gun because somebody look like they finna rob you, or somebody balling up their fists and try to swing on you, and you pull your gun and you shoot and kill somebody. The average law-abiding citizen don't want to kill nobody. But I think a training, if they pass this, they also need to create some type of training, some educational classes, free classes, by the way, for everybody to attend. You got all these park district field houses here in Chicago. You got these schools. You got abandoned schools that they could create that could teach you about gun safety and what it means and when you should use it and when you should not use it.
Okay, we got two new callers, but let me just say this real quick.
Yeah.
Now, in this state of Illinois, you're not able to. You should be drinking until you age 21. So they probably got that for a reason. But let's go to Keenan Nicole.
I believe in the age of 21.
Yeah.
That you should be allowed to carry a gun.
20.
Behind that.
Well, I'm with 900. I'll say 25. Now, Bill said he wants the young people
in that age bracket, 20, 21, 25. 25 is more mature.
Right.
You know, with education, with some type of education.
Right.
A certificate that you completed this class.
Okay. Keenan,
like the military.
Okay, Keenan Nicole, go ahead.
Hey, Mark. Hey, everybody
Hey.
on the panel. Hope everybody is good.
Yeah.
I was just listening in, and I mean, honestly, 25, I think, is a good age. But the reason I say a but, how would that then work for all of the younger people that's like signing up to go to the military? Because then you have all of those other ones who are not 25. You see what I mean? So it has to be something that's uniform. I think 18 is like way too young. Honestly, 25 is good. But then how would that work with the military? You know what I mean?
I'm gonna let Sarge answer that. Go ahead.
My other thing before Sarge speaks, like I was thinking about something that 900 said, and I was like, you know, background checks are a funny thing, right? Just like with the credit check, all of that other stuff, because you might have a 800 credit score and be one of the worst criminals around, right? And then you can also pass a background check and be one of the biggest criminals around. So it's like, it got to be something else. What that something else is, I'm not sure, because I don't have an 800 credit score, but I definitely don't have a background. I try to keep my nose clean. But I'm just saying, like, it's like a thin line with the 25-year-old, because then you'll have all the younger people maybe saying, you know what, I'm going to the military, because then they know they'll be able to have access to a gun. So then when they come from the military, they can't use the gun? You know what I mean? Because we do have 18-year-olds that sign up for that. I was just thinking that I wanted to chime in just a little bit. Okay. That's all.
Sarge, what you got to say about 18? But I'll say if they sign up in the military, they under a controlled environment. So they will train them at 18. Sarge, go ahead. Then I got to Rev the Barber next. Go ahead, Sarge.
Yeah, I mean, they will be trained at 18, but what people need to look at is, what about the weekend warriors? Exactly. Not the full-time people. Mm-hmm. They join, they do 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks in the summer. They're 18 now. Mm-hmm. So they done went through basic training. They done learned how to pop their little pew-pew, which is like 4 days of training. That's what it is. Ask anybody that's been in. It's the BRM, that's basic rifle marksmanship. That's like 3-4 days. That's it. That's all. You march with it and carry it and do all kinds of movements and look cute like Marines. But as a pew, 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 that's like a 4-day thing. So, man, they didn't pew, pew, pew for 4 days. So the other 18-year-olds, they can't pew, pew for 4 days. I mean, not for 4 days, but they're going to be eliminated. See, I got a problem with that. It's like if you 18 years old, you old enough to go to a foreign land and die for this country. Right. You should be able to protect yourself in this country.
That's why I said what I did about
that's a good point.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point. But we know at that age there's a lot of immaturities too. We know that. So I mean,
we do know that.
Right.
We do know that, but that's a military age man. So
yeah,
you know, when are we gonna stop coddling these little ones like they're not men? This is, you know, you're a military age man at that point is all I'm saying. And you know, for those, you know, the parents, they got the relationship that's necessary with their kids, they good. Now, a lot of these kids out here doing the stuff that they doing out in these streets, Chicago, New York, Baltimore, all that, they're doing that because the family structure ain't there and they're hurting.
I don't know about that, Sarge.
It ain't so much they're trying to be
Sarge.
No, it ain't so much
structure.
they're trying to be a G.
No. Sarge, you can't say that because
it ain't so much.
You
Martin,
can't. Hold on. Hold it. Listen, okay, you got some people that's raised in the same house, and Bill can witness to what I'm saying, and you too, Sarge. Mm-hmm. The both parents in the house, and people still go their own direction when they get grown and do what they want to do.
Yeah.
You be like, man, what you doing? You wasn't raised like that. You wasn't raised like that, but they do that.
I know that. Mm-hmm. I know that. but you run less of a likelihood of that happening when the study was done. Why are you a gangbanger? Because the gang gives me what I don't have at home. It gives me that family environment, that that structure of family. They ain't out here gangbanging because they want to be twisting their fingers up, throwing signs and doing all the other stuff. Everybody wants a sense of family, loved ones to doggone belong to, that they could, these my loved ones. You see what I'm saying?
Well, Sarge, have you ever been in the game before?
A lot of people are missing.
Sarge, have you ever been in the game before?
No, I've never been in a game.
All right, well, let me just say this. Let me just say
not officially.
Okay, let me just say this. And I got to let Reb the barber go because he's been holding long enough. Let me just say this, and Bill and anybody from the streets kind of know this. If you live on Ashland, 63rd and Ashland, and another person live on 63rd and Racine, now certain areas have different gang factions. So if a person asks you where you live at, if disciples live over there, they probably assuming that you're a disciple because you live in that area, and that may not be the case. Whereas on 62nd and Racine,
that is true. So
you might not be the case. Sometimes people join gangs because of protection, not family, protection. Afraid of being bullied.
That's
protection too, as well.
That's another aspect.
Yeah. I mean, what you said is true. That's a sense of family.
Because everybody I was rocking out with back in the day, when I was young and everything, were Peace Stones.
Right.
Even though I stayed on 69th and Halsted, and that's nothing but folks over there.
Right.
And I had so much red. Hell, look at my first brand new car. It was red. Car I'm driving right now. It's what? Blood red. You dig?
Sarge, you still driving
like that.
Sarge, you still driving that old Mercedes, man.
Old Mercedes, new Mercedes, it's a red car.
I'm messing with you.
It's a red car.
I saw it in his driveway. He's driving it.
He's driving it. Okay, he saw it. Okay. Now, okay. Come on, Reb the barber. Reb the barber.
That's the key word.
It's red.
It's red. I know I've been telling you to come over. We can have some coffee or something, but you be trying to avoid it, brother.
Sarge.
I said you a nice little.
Hold it, child.
I'm like,
hold it.
Hold it, brother. I ain't gonna bite you.
Hold it. Come on, Reb the barber. Y'all gotta respect Reb the barber. He been waiting on here 10 minutes. He ain't said nothing. He ain't interrupt nobody. Go ahead, Reb the barber. Go ahead.
That's all right. What's going on, Martin?
What's going on, my brother?
It's an enjoyment to hear you back on live with this with your platform. But
Thank you.
I was listening to everybody talk. I was listening to the age, the limits, the reasons, and I agree with and understand with what people are saying when it comes to young folks and not being fully mentally developed to carry guns and things like that. And because in the world we live in, anything is capable of becoming a law. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's really nothing we can do like it's a perfect world, but we got to learn to adjust to things. So one of the things I was thinking about, I agree with what, first of all, Trump is trying to do with this open carry in all states. It's for the protection, and he's protecting our constitutional rights. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's two things that I was thinking about. I was thinking about if young people should have also, which I agree they should have the same right. I believe that age limit, you know what I'm saying, to the point of just like if you was getting a permit for your driver's license 15, I believe that a parent should already be at least, I have a stipulation of years, maybe 2 to 5 years already open carry with a certification. And I believe that under their supervision that their child should be permitted to have this same, because young people right now at the age of 17 can have a FOI cards. You know what I'm saying? And then you have to wait until you're 21 to get to concealed carry here in the state of Illinois. So I believe that it also will protect the household and educate those rightful parents, giving them an opportunity to teach their children the values and the rights of arming, protecting yourself, and the value of the importance of this firearm. So yes, I would say that. Another thing, there's a lot of people who, like myself, may have caught a gun case who didn't use it, but just caught a gun case. Who at the time it's unlawful to carry it if you're not certified. Once this law passed, just like the Marijuana Act, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people that was locked up in jail and everything that had those things on the background, they should have their right to have their gun cases, you know what I'm saying, expunged or whatever like that, which mine is already sealed, you know what I'm saying? But it should have the right to be expunged, and we should also be given that right because of our constitutional right to be able to carry. I also believe with this, there should be psych evaluation, you know what I'm saying, for those individuals in order to carry. You should be processed. You know what I'm saying? So the 2 to 5 years or whatever they'll choose for a parent to be certified before they can oversee the permit of a child, along with every individual having a psych evaluation. And there should be a every 5 year psych evaluation for those carriers. So there's things that we should learn to adjust to. We have the right to bear arms. We have the right to defend ourselves all around the world. You know what I'm saying? It's already unfair that in some places, like Indiana, you got open carry, but here in Illinois, we got concealed. It's already unfair around the world. And what Trump is doing to teach with that act of all states falling in line to this, I think he's making it fair for everybody.
Okay, good. He broke
Yeah.
it down.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead,
Can I say
900.
something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So who do you think is supposed to be in charge of figuring out who is mentally stable and who is mentally
That's a
unstable?
good question.
Because I think clear cases like, okay, you tried to kill yourself, you tried to kill somebody else, you tried to jump off a bridge, or you ran into traffic, cases like that. Yes, I think that's clearly that's mentally unstable. But for you to go somewhere and be sat down and ask questions about this and that, and they want to judge you off those questions to see if you're mentally unstable, who gets to decide those questions? And that's the question. Who gets to decide those questions, and what kind of questions besides the obvious ones, right? Like, how often do you think about hurting yourself? Like, that's the obvious one. But what if they ask you things like, do you believe that there's more than two genders? I mean, we live in a world now where if you don't believe that there is more than two genders, people look at you like you crazy. So, if they ask you questions like that and you say, no, I believe there's two genders, you think it's a trick question, and you say, no, I believe it's only two genders, they may, it may be some liberal doctor who may be like, well, you know what, this person, they're radical because they believe there's only two genders and stuff like that. Or what if they ask you if you believe the earth is round or flat? You can laugh at some of these questions, but I mean, again, think about it. Really think about it. Who gets to decide what those questions are? Because that's what they're going to do. They're going to sit down and ask you a series of questions. They're not going to, put something in your mind or, draw blood or anything like that. They're going to ask you questions.
Can I answer that question?
Yeah.
All right. So, and if you look up in the pyramid of the government, you have those that sit over certain seats of the House, or the Senate that's in control. So the environmental and things like there's departments already that's up even in government that sits up there and has to say so, that does the evaluations, that people from all over the world that sits as leaders and companies, whatever, has to sit in front of them and answer, to the public. So in front of the people with all the cameras. So if you ask who are these people, it will be the government. Who else? Those are the ones that give us the laws and everything like that. also the questions that I think that should be asked is not questions like, is the earth round or flat? Those are not even IQ questions. Don't know, like, nobody really knows. You know what I'm saying? I believe it's round. You know what I'm saying? But it's not based on those questions. It's based on psych evaluations of socialism. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is like you can have questions based on, you know what I'm saying, what you go through as a process. You gotta go through a test to even in class to even sit up there and handle the gun. So of course that should still stay in play. You know what I'm saying? People should remember those, and when they go in front of and write and take these tests and sit in front of these type people, they should be asking about questions like, did you grow up in a single parent household or a two parent household? And it should go into questions that's dealing with their with mankind's life, or what they have tested.
Wait a minute.
Households and communities. You know what I'm saying? Questions that should be asked on how you would be able to deal with another person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that. And people can't lie about everything. You just gotta ask the right questions. But questions should be asked inside of psychology.
Okay, go.
One of the questions should be, you said one of the questions should probably be if you were raised in a single parent household or a two parent household. That should absolutely not be one of the questions that should be asked, because that has nothing to do with.
Just use that as an example.
Hold on, wait. Let me finish what I was saying.
Thank you.
We know based on the statistics already that kids raised in a single parent household do far worse in school, and they do far worse in their adult life and career life. So if they put that question on there, I mean, I don't know how they would prove it, but just asking that question, that's a discrimination question, because that right there, they're going to be like, okay, this person was raised in a single parent household, likely a single mother household. We're going to assume that this person is going to be a danger to society because they have a low skill job. They don't have a lot of education. This is based on statistics. Now, remember.
No.
Let me finish. We know that when they ask these questions, they take statistics into account also. They're not just going by what they feel, the person that's asking you the questions. They take statistics into account also when they're asking you these questions. So that should absolutely not be one of the questions that should be asked. That has no relevance on if you are a responsible gun owner or not.
First off, that was just an example. And second, that would be a social question that's not discriminating. That's not a discriminating question.
How was that not
They won't be judging it. Listen, they won't be judging it just based off of if that's one of the questions, just that one question. Questions get deeper. You know what I'm saying? It might be 20 questions that they have to ask. That's not just one question, but yes, I will recommend that should be one of the questions on there. Especially if I want to say, okay, so it's the same because at the same time,
that is a discriminatory question.
It is. And you know what? It's a discriminatory question mostly to black people. Mostly to black people. It's a discriminatory question.
Let him finish now.
Raised in single family households. LeBron James is raised in a single family household. Look at him. So it's not all about, you know what I'm saying? We're not saying judge it based on no one question. That's not what this will be all about. But you have to ask questions that's going to get into the nitty and gritty on, do we think that this person is qualified to hold life and death in the palm of his her hand?
No.
So
Can I respond, Martin?
Yeah, you go ahead.
What's discriminatory about asking questions if you raise up in a
go ahead.
Or a two-parent household when you got the life or death in the palm of your hand? It's not a discriminatory question. Y'all getting to, it's not about color no more around here. Y'all need to understand what this world is really getting to. That's just like what you're dealing with right now. Trump is following right up under this Chicago RA Platform Safety Act. That's all this is about. It's moving. This whole gun thing is moving right towards Chicago is set up to be RA. And guess what? We the forefront platform for everybody else to follow. So while we sitting up here talking about discriminatory questions,
No, that's not a discriminatory question. I would want to know if you was sit up there and raised in a single parent, or because it ain't only white people that's sitting up there judging, it's black people judging it too.
Well, let's see, you ain't asking
all
the
the people
question.
judging it too. Everybody judging. So it ain't nothing discriminatory no more. Like I said,
No,
anything can become law now.
Come on, Bill.
I'll wait my turn to point out facts on how it's discriminatory.
Okay, come on, Bill.
But I understood what Red was saying in the statement that he meant in the question that he brung up. It was just an example. But what we are swaying ourselves away from is the fact that people have a right to bear arms in the situation where there's the problem the most, and that is hurt the most is black people, with most of us, not only our men, but women at this point got a X on their back and can't bear arms. But the whole thing of the nutshell, if you look at what reality is, it don't matter what questions they ask. When a criminal is out to do something, whether it's right or wrong, but in their mind that it's right that they're doing, they're going to pass that test. If you look at all of the mass shootings, these are supposedly good American people that parents background checks, parents gave them guns, came from two parent families, and all of that. But they still went out and obtained the gun, whether it was from their parents or went and got the gun themselves and did the shooting. But we have a problem within ourselves, like I don't know who mentioned, I believe it was Marcus, about as a parent and a mentor or whatever, to give our kids knowledge about how to use a gun and the result of using your gun. Backing up, Marcus said about the knowledge in a lot of rural areas across America, maybe not in Illinois, but they have, just like shop classes, they have hunting classes, and they teach their kids about carrying a gun and shooting a gun, not only within the family, but in the school system. We don't have that.
That was one of my suggestions too.
Okay, Sarge. Okay, go ahead, Sarge.
Okay, now the thing is this: if you're going to be talking about did they come from a single parent home, okay, you could jump that all the way up to is she a virgin? You know, you're supposed to be that before you're married, right? Oh, did you have? Hold on, let me get mine.
What's the example?
Did she have? I know it's an example. Can I give some examples too?
I wish that I had never seen.
Thank you. Now, does he or her have children out of wedlock? We might as well throw that in there too, since we talking about all this single mother, this and that, and the whoopty-woo. I mean, it's known. My father died when I was 3 years old. My mother never remarried. I never had a stepfather. I turned out all right. Right. You know, what's wrong with me? And I'm not, and I hate when black people use celebrities or professional athletes to prove they point. Well, look at LeBron James. LeBron James is an anomaly.
Right.
Okay? He's an anomaly. Everybody can't be a Jordan. Everybody can't be a Kobe. Everybody can't be a Denzel Washington. You see what I'm saying? So that's one thing that needs to stop. throwing those names that everybody know. Well, didn't Kanye grow up as he was raised in a single mother home, wasn't he?
Yep.
He a hot mess though.
Okay.
I was raised.
It don't matter about the hot mess, but come on now.
Can I ask? Do y'all agree that about the certification of the parent and them being supervised over the permit for a child 16 and up to have that same privilege?
No.
A child
15-year-olds don't need that type of privilege.
They don't need a gun.
15-year-olds don't need that type of privilege.
You see where y'all mindset at? You see where y'all mindset at?
No, it's not a mindset. Can 15-year-olds join the military?
Let me tell
Why
you
does a 15-year-old need a gun?
Because
why do they need a gun?
Can 15-year-olds join the military and fight for this country? No, they cannot.
Sit up there and say, listen, this is why we at where we at. This is why I just asked a question that was, and it is right. It is legitimate to do. But y'all can't even get past about a 16-year-old can't sit up there and shouldn't have a gun in his hand when at the same time they got them in their hand anyway. And at the same time, it's under the supervision of the parent, but you got white kids out there already know how to hunt.
Okay, that's right. Okay, Martin, can I
okay, so why we bringing white kids up? Why we bringing white people up in black folk problems?
Black children to learn how to do the same thing in a legitimate way.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, Marcus.
Depending on the region that you live in, depending on the region that you live in, if you live in a rural area, you got to deal with wild animals that want to eat you. Yes, if they're properly trained. If you're living in the city, no, you don't need it at 50, and you're in the city. But if you live in a rural area where animals are hunting you down, eat you, yeah, they should be allowed.
I can't believe we got a pastor on this line.
What's the name of that Mike and Gain over here?
You are a pastor.
Mark, what's the name of that Mike and Gain? MS-13.
Yeah, MS-13. Yeah.
The
Mexican. So you mean tell me that you got a mindset of people like that that's over here taking over black community apartment buildings, and you mean tell me it's children in there, and you mean tell me it's black parents and families and single moms in there, and it don't make no sense under this law if it's a black agenda for black people to sit up there and have certified the same right as everybody else to hold a gun, and their children taught the same right under their jurisdiction. You mean tell me that they shouldn't teach them to protect themselves from people that's invading their country and is willing to kill them and steal their women and sex traffic and rape?
Why are we putting that?
So how we gonna protect ourselves? How we gonna teach our kids to protect ourselves?
Why are we putting that on the shoulders of a 15 or 16-year-old? Why are we doing that?
Why we putting? I ain't saying put it. Y'all sticking it. Y'all got y'all head in one pot. It ain't only about the 16-year-old. It's about the 17-year-old. It's about the 18-year-old. It's about the 19-year-old, all the way up to the 25-year-old when they're able, which I agree that's when they should sit up there and be
crazy. Like you talking this nonsense. You a pastor.
What you mean I'm talking crazy and talking? You talking nonsense thinking I'm talking crazy talking. Well, what are you talking about?
And
it's not only about the 16-year-old.
And you raising your voice. You getting emotional. You're supposed to be a pastor. You're supposed to be level-headed.
Here you go. Now you're supposed to be a pastor and all.
Look at you. This is the
type of people that be on Mark.
This is not a good look, pastor. This is not a good look, pastor.
Yeah, I am. You know what? I am. You can keep on saying that all you want. And I guess because I'm a pastor, I shouldn't have the right to bear arms. I guess so, huh?
No, you have that right.
That's what it is. I mean, you judge me.
You have that right.
Because I'm making sense to you. I mean, yeah, I got a loud voice anyway.
You're talking crazy.
Bro, you're not making sense.
Level-headed. You don't sound very level-headed right now for a pastor.
What's level-headed to you?
Okay.
I would not want you
All
to be my pastor.
Let me say this. Hey, Rev Barber, let me just say this. Hold it, 900. Let me say this. Now,
I don't want to be a pastor. I don't even got to know you.
Hold it, people. Let me just say this. Now, in defense for Rep, now he did say, with the guidance and overseeing of the person parent,
15 and 16. He just say that. Yeah, he did say that though. Now, I don't agree with it, but he didn't just put. Hold on. I say the same thing, but he laid the responsibility and the burden on the parent too as well, that she or he oversee it. So I'm just saying,
Martin, because they shouldn't have it in the first place.
Okay,
That's
but what I'm saying,
but parents,
listen, okay, listen. What I'm saying is, I'm just repeating what he said. He didn't just say put a gun in a 16-year-old. He said with the permission and the guidance of the parent. If you go, that's what he said. Go ahead.
Martin, just the fact that he advocated in the first place that a 15 or 16-year-old could or should have a gun, even if the responsibility fell on the parents. Just the fact that you advocate for a child that young to have a gun, that's crazy to me. You know why? That's crazy.
Because the 15-year-old is advocating to get behind the wheel of a car, and that kills people every single day.
That's totally different.
You see what that 16-year-old did with them 15-year-olds on average.
You are so irrational.
Let me say something, Martin.
Okay. Hold it, 900.
Wow.
900. Hold it.
Let me say something, Martin.
Hold it. Go ahead, Bill.
I'm still being God. I got my belief. You got yours.
It might seem young, and yes, I know most kids that's 15 or 16 years old don't have the mental capacity to make sound decisions. I understand that, but I do understand what Rev's saying to a certain degree. Why isn't it on us as a parent and have the same right that a white person has? I got put out of a gun store, and it was white kids walking around picking out guns for themselves, and I was in the gun store just with my wife. Those are the things I believe he's talking about. I'm not advocating that a 15-year-old should have a gun or whatever, but they do. So if all excuse my French, shit hit the fan, and we got our 15-year-olds and they got their 15-year-olds that got guns and know how to use them, then what the result is going to be. But that we'll probably never agree to that. All I feel is whatever right that they have, I should have the right, and I believe you should have the right. Whether you make that choice or not, just have the right to have that. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
But I want to say something else, Mark. Hold on. Let me just say one more thing. Not to change the subject, but I just saw online that Donald Trump is giving social media, bloggers, and YouTubers the right to come to White House press conference just as well as regular mainstream media. I think that's 100 right there. So Martin, go on down there and represent us, man.
Yes, sir. All right, listen. I got a new. Yeah, okay. Listen, I got a new caller.
Be brief.
Okay, be brief. Go ahead, both of y'all. Be brief. Go ahead, Marcus.
Okay,
then real brief.
What I was going to say real quick is we need to. I just want to dispel this because every time I hear people talking about white kids in the suburbs got guns. Okay, I'm not sure what time period y'all living in, but we need to just go ahead and do away with this idea because maybe in these little hick towns, yes, maybe their kids have guns, but in your common suburban areas, these white kids do not have guns, and their parents are not training them to be little militia men and women. It's not happening. Oak Park, River Forest, it's not happening. And SARS will even tell you, SARS, okay, Sandy Springs, Brookhaven, Chamblee, are these parents training their kids to be little tyrants with guns and stuff like that?
Okay, come on. We got to go to the next question. Hold it. Okay.
No, they're not.
Okay.
Can I say something? Hello?
It's not
All right, hold on, caller.
I don't know where
678. Hold it. We got a new caller. Hold on. 678. I need you to hold 1 minute. I got one person right before you. Come on, Marcus. Make it quick. Go ahead, Marcus.
Okay. After all the yelling that was going on, now I kind of understand where Rev the Barber is coming from. And in the event of an emergency of somebody invading your house, and that adult is not able to use their gun, and that 15-year-old has to take on a responsibility, I kind of get his point to that agree. I also agree that if you live in rural areas, it's a whole different story. You're dealing with animals, you're dealing with all types of things. And yeah, if they're properly trained.
Okay. Now, real quick, y'all remember the story where the young man shot and killed the man in the restaurant? Well, it was last year sometime. He hit the young man. He slapped his mother, and the little boy shot and killed the guy that slapped his mother. That's a prime example of probably what you talk about, Marcus, right there. So they let him off. He didn't go to jail or anything. So let's go to this new caller. Caller, I apologize. 678, come on. You're next. Live, uncut, unedited. Go ahead.
I want to touch my point.
Go ahead, caller.
I'm happy to be on your platform, but my 14-year-old daughter, I live in Atlanta, and I train her on my rifle, and I also train her on my shotgun. But they're not her weapons. They're that's in a sense where if the home has to be defended, and someone is trying to break into the home. I also have an area where everyone in the home knows to go to in the event that I have to defend the home. But at the same time, the majority of these children out here in Atlanta that are that have access to guns that are killing people, it's not like they're actually being trained in anything. They're just coming into guns from irresponsible parents or having access to guns, and they're going out and they're of course being children with guns. So it's a difference between the two. I also understand what the pastor is saying at the same time. We all have to understand that there is a certain difference in gun culture as far when it comes to African American and when it comes to Caucasian.
Can I say something, Martin?
Is he done? I don't know if he's done. You can.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I've been trying to get one in.
Go ahead, 900. Well, hold on, 900. Let's Sarge say. Hold on. Sarge say he's been trying to get one in.
Yeah, I'm starting to think she your girlfriend for real.
Okay, all right. She got a little power. Come on, Sarge.
Okay, now it's like this here. In Illinois, with the strict gun laws that they have, the parents in Illinois, it doesn't matter, white, black, or whatever. They don't have places that they could take their children to and give them any firearms training. Okay? And they can't just be outdoors someplace that they live way downstate Illinois someplace and they ain't around nothing and nobody, no way, out them cornfields out there. But with the laws of the land of Illinois as of firearms, anything other than a doggone rifle or a shotgun, the way it was, you can't do nothing with that. So,
can I say something more?
Name a gun range. You can go in there like in Georgia. Here in Georgia, this is what you can do. I can take any of the kids, grandkids, no matter what age they are. Well, I don't want to say no matter what age they are. You're going to get them. You're not going to get no babies, no 7-year-olds. But you could take them to a gun range. And under your supervision, you could properly show them how to aim and squeeze off, hit targets, this and that. They don't have that option in Illinois. So when people in Illinois get to talking about, well, white folks in rural America and this and that, white folks in Illinois don't even have that doggone option that any black person in Georgia has that exact option. That's all I want to say.
Okay, let me say this before Rev the Barber call. Let me just say this. Receiving firearm training don't necessarily that you got to actually use a real weapon. You could be taught how to break the weapon down. You could be taught how to hold the weapon without shooting it. You could be taught how to clean the weapon without shooting. So you still can have training with a firearm without actually shooting the firearm. Now, if I'm wrong, somebody correct me. Go ahead, Rev the Barber. Go ahead.
Well, you said I can go next.
No, but let me get.
All right.
Then you next. Go ahead, Rev the Barber.
All right. So this what I wanna say. All right, because I'm tired of excuses. I'm tired of I'm not. Listen, I thank God for the brother who came on the phone from Georgia, because he broke down what it is that I'm talking about. Because I wasn't just talking about give the right and let it be. No, I said not only a psych thing, but there's education in this thing too. So I also think everybody that do agree, because there's understanding that in what I said, it's a process for this thing. So I understand that Illinois don't have it. We don't have a gun range. You can't go outside the backyard and things like that. But my family, all right, who are concealed carry, did what they had to do in Illinois. But when they go to gun ranges and they take the kids and everything, they go to Indiana. Now, we can sit up there and travel and go and live like the white folks and eat strips and whatever pastas like the white folks in all other towns. Don't tell me we can't sit up there and drive just across the bridge or on the borderline in Indiana and sit up there and teach our kids. Now, everybody don't do it. So it can't sit up there and say, well, we don't have that in Illinois. We just don't know what we got. And we ain't trying to learn as who we are as a people, that we got the same rights, legitimate rights, educational rights, that we could teach our kids. And if we ain't spending time doing it, then how can we expect to understand that, hey, you got Indiana, hey, you know what I'm saying, man, they bringing this law in, let's sit up there and adjust to it, and look, we should use this time to educate our kids and know what it means. Look, all this danger that's out there. Man, we always talk about we want to protect our children. Sometimes the best way to protect our children is, even in the movies sometimes, is teaching them survival mode skills, teaching them how to do it themselves. And you guiding them along the way and watching them hold their hand until they're old enough, you know what I'm saying, to really move on what you have instilled in them. So I'm not gonna sit up here and say that, hey, well, I don't agree with it, and yeah, I hope that they do come with that right to sit up there and give me the opportunity to oversee my child with the same protection right that I have, because there's a lot of things that's going in case while y'all talking about, well, it's not legitimate for a child. Like, it's a lot of children, just because I said it should be done, it's a lot of children that still won't be able to do it, because a lot of children that's in those situations in the household don't have grandparents that can get up on their 2 feet and go make it happen.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? So, like I say, we understand all of that in a matter of it, but for those that do have that right, give them that fortune. And let's sit up there and watch how you could help change communities, because now children are understanding the value of life and death in the palm of their hand in the process of it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, can I say something, Martin?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay, so that guy who got on and said that he trains his 14-year-old daughter, okay, that is totally different than the state coming in and saying that a 15 and 16-year-old isn't allowed to have a gun. I have no problem with a parent. Let me finish. I didn't interrupt you. I have no problem with a parent training their child of any age. You go on YouTube, you see 7 and 6-year-olds learning how to use firearms. So I have no problem with a parent coming in and doing their parental, being a parent. You know, they have the authority over their children, not the government. If they want to teach their their 5-year-old how to use a gun, that's totally fine. But for the state to come in and say, okay, yeah, at the age of 15 and 16, you have the right to have a gun as long as your parents oversee it. I think that's totally irresponsible. But another thing I wanted to go back to, And what Red keeps talking about white folks. Okay, again, I don't know what time period a lot of y'all are living in, what movies y'all watching, but I'm telling you, I'm still talking, but I'm telling you, a lot of y'all, some of y'all need to go out and touch grass and work in suburbia, walk down the street or whatever. But I'm telling you that in these average suburban areas, I'm not talking about in the cornfields in the hicks somewhere in the boonies. I'm not talking about that. In these average suburban areas, these white people are not teaching their kids how to use firearms. As a matter of fact, many of them are liberal, progressives who hate guns and who don't own firearms. So that thought just needs to go away because a lot of these parents. Hold on, let me finish. It's just not happening. So for people to be thinking that in Oak Park and River Forest and Hinsdale, all these white parents are getting together and they teaching their kids how to shoot firearms and they got a house full of guns. It's not happening. It's not. That's not the reality of the suburbs
today. Can I jump in and ask you this question? If it's not happening, why they're so strongly fighting? Why do they hate the governor here in the state of Illinois who wants to ban assault rifles? Why do they hate the mayor here in the city of Chicago who, if he was on this podcast right now, he would be disagreeing with all of us about what Trump is about to do?
Because it's a blue state.
If the white people wasn't concerned about guns, and they are training their kids. They are training their kids. I don't know what planet you live on. They are training their kids and they've been training their kids.
No, it's not happening.
They're training their kids. They're training their kids. They're afraid of us. They're afraid. That's why they don't want us to have guns.
Okay, Sarge.
It's not 100% across the board. Just stop it.
I got a question for Sarge. Since me and Sarge live in the same area, I got a question for you, Sarge. Okay, now I'm sure you know about the cities around us. Sandy Springs, Brookhaven, Chamblee, Decatur. If you live, hold on, wait. If you listening to this phone call, if you listening to this live, and you live in the Atlanta or Georgia area, if you know about the city of Decatur, I'm not talking about Decatur, Cameron Road, the city of Decatur, where Agnes Scott is, you know that Decatur is just like Oak Park. It is as progressive and liberal as you can be. They are not training, those white people there are not training their kids on how to use guns. You drive around there around election time, they have signs out telling you, regulate guns, not women. They are actively and loudly against guns in these progressive liberal suburbs. So I don't know what people are talking about saying that, it's because all white people are banding together in the suburbs to teach their kids how to use guns to ward off black people. That is a farce. And that people need to get that out of their heads.
Hold it. 900. I need you to stop it. I need to hear from 678. He's from Georgia as well. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead. 678.
I don't think anybody is saying that they're banding together and teaching it. I'm saying what you're saying. You're taking it to a different extreme. What I can tell you and what I actually know, living in Georgia for almost 24 plus some odd years, that's just their culture. That is their culture. That's what they do. They pass their guns down from grand uncle to uncle. I've met co-workers. I work in an engineering office. I've met co-workers that have over 30 guns, and I'm like, what could you possibly do with 30 guns? It's like, well, it's my granddaddy's gun, my uncle's guns. I've inherited them all. I've been shooting them since I was 6, 7 years old. I mean, that's just their culture. And
sir, I'm talking about in the suburbs. I'm not talking about in Kennesaw and Dallas.
I'm not talking about the suburbs as well. I'm talking about the suburbs as well.
Sir, that's not happening.
900, let him talk. Hey, Reb, let the brother talk. Let the brother talk, because I don't want to.
Well, it seems to me that the young lady, she generalizes a lot, and she wants her truth to be everybody else's truth, and that's just not the case.
No,
You
I'm
have to
trying to
understand.
dispel these ignorant thoughts that people have.
But why does it make
900.
you ignorant if that's people's culture? You can't. Don't be emotional about it. Let's be rational. Let's be rational and think. The way that you're thinking, that's your thought. That's how you feel.
No, this is what I know, sir.
You can't know that's. I'm trying to tell you, you're incorrect. You're incorrect.
I have firsthand knowledge.
You're incorrect. You're saying Sandy Springs. Do you know anything about Sandy Springs? Seriously.
Yes, I do. So you telling me?
When does Sandy Springs become a unified city? Answer the question.
No,
answer the question. When does Sandy Springs become a unified city?
I'm talking about now. We got a man who lives in Georgia also. He can attest to what I'm saying. He lives in Georgia also. He can.
I'm not trying to win an argument. I'm just trying to state facts. I'm not trying to win an argument.
You live in Atlanta, sir, a very liberal. You live in Atlanta.
I live in Atlanta. I lived in Smyrna. I've lived in Smyrna. I've also lived in Decatur. I've lived all over.
Chandler Road, Decatur, or Agnes Scott Decatur? They're different. They're different.
Decatur's one. Decatur's Decatur, man.
No.
You have a downtown. You have a downtown Decatur. Like I said, I'm not trying to win an argument. I'm not trying to win an argument. I just want to state. I'm just stating facts. No, you're trying to win an argument.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
All right. Okay, leave it alone. 900. I need you to put a seal on it. Let's go, Bill. Then I'll let you go, Rev. Bill, go ahead. Then I'll let. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask you a question, sir?
He allowed me to speak at this point. So I assume he'll let you go right after me. I see derision and people disagreeing. 900 in particular, she has a point to a certain degree. Yeah, I'm going to speak for Illinois. No, they might not be taking their kids to the gun range in Oak Park, River Forest, Hinsdale, or whatever. But there's more land past there that they are doing this. And I assume that this is happening in other states because I travel to other states, whether it's Ohio, Michigan, where there's some of the biggest militias, family militias in across the country in Michigan. They are teaching their kids to handle firearms, whether it's for wildlife, protection of the family. That is the bottom line. The bottom line. The gentleman that just spoke from Georgia, I assume he's speaking in Rev that, yeah, not in the metropolitan area, white people are teaching their kids that because they don't, a lot of them don't even have guns at all. They hate guns.
Right.
They hate guns. But when you go 30 miles past Chicago or 10 to 15 miles past Hinsdale and you get to Braidwood, Illinois, Rochelle, Illinois, and it's like that from in Ohio, you go 30 miles past Cleveland. That is these people's culture.
That's what I said. I said that. I was talking about the boonies. In the boonies, they're doing that. In these little progressive suburbs, they're not doing that. In the boonies, they're doing that, sir. In the sticks, in these hit towns. Yes, they're doing it.
But my thing is this, 900. My thing is this, 900. And I agree with Rev and the other person, and I agree with you to a certain degree that 15 seems that a child can't make a sound decision, but they're making sound decisions other places. And the thing of it is, I want my people to have the same right as anybody in America because we deserve it. Whatever the results come from it, whether and it's gonna be held against us anywhere it goes, because our young people are arming themselves and they have been, and they have attacked our neighborhoods, and they haven't had gun training. They haven't had the right parenting skills. Parents are not responsible for what they do with the guns or whatever acts they perform. And the whole thing in a nutshell is for us to be responsible people, responsible parents, and teach our kids. But they also need to have, we as a people need to have just as much right as anybody else, man. I don't care who they are. Okay. I want my people to have the same right that anybody else does. That's all I got to say.
Okay, hold it, y'all. Exactly? Hold it. Reb, go ahead, Reb Bob, and I'm gonna come out to Reb. Go ahead, Reb. Go ahead, Reb.
All right, so this thing, all right, my whole, and I'm sorry that that which I had suggested had caused all this confusion. I didn't expect that. I expected us to understand that if this thing was gonna happen, maybe there's things that we could talk about that will help protect the lives of our kids' future, because that's what this thing is all about. If we understand the dynamic that we're dealing with the violence inside of Chicago and surrounding areas of Illinois, you know what I'm saying? But when I was speaking and I was saying we should have the same rights, in the words that I said, we should have the same rights as the white folks, the brothers had just said it in a way that they really helped what I was talking about. The cultural right, you know what I'm saying? And it's right for white folks and those people in the broader areas of other states. It's right. I'm proud that they could sit up there and teach their kids the values of a gun. And because I'm proud of that, and because I know it's their right, I know that we deserve the same right for our culture. And it's really, you know what I'm saying, it's our fault because that right have always been out there. Everybody has always had the right to bear arms. You understand what I'm saying? So when we was out here teaching and allowing our kids, if they wasn't getting drafted for the military, allowing them to be drafted to the streets, you know what I'm saying? There was things that we was lacking with the education and the values of life. And that's what it was in protecting and arming yourself. And now we at a point where the world is wide open. And so we still have life in us. And as long as the breath is running in my body, I'm able to breathe, and these rights is coming, like I say, everything is starting to become law today. And the things that I believe in, that's what I'm going to teach my kids, my son, the values of. I talked to my son about having a gun. He said he ain't got no need to have a gun. I'm proud to know that he feel like that. But when it all shake and rattle, I'm going to talk my son into with a point, man, get a gun. Because you got the right to bear arms and defend yourself just like anybody else. And I'm going to continue to teach him why he got that gun out. That ain't what you just go out there for that gun to do. There's a process in this thing. So when I said that, that's what I was saying that
all
for.
Right. Let me just say this.
I want to sit up there and get no argument, be labeled and downplayed as stupid and the pastor that yell. No, I'm speaking values, facts, and righteousness right now.
Well,
it's just in the sector of a gun.
Let me just say this, Doc. I want to say to 900 first. 900, I understand what you're saying, and you don't know what nobody's doing inside their house or what they're teaching their children. You don't know. And I know I know a lot of us live in these liberal areas and all that. And again, remember I said earlier, you don't have to take your son or daughter to the gun range in order to educate them about guns and how to use a gun. You don't need that. You don't have to do that. You know, you don't have to do it in this. We live in a different day and age. Now, look at this. Keep this in mind. Young white people might have liberal parents that don't believe in guns. Maybe so. But that don't mean that they teenager don't believe in guns and their children don't believe in guns. Because you got a lot of parents that have gay children and they don't believe in that gay lifestyle, but they have a gay son or a gay daughter. but they still love them. So what I'm saying is, you don't have to go to the gun range in order to learn how to shoot a gun, how to control a gun, to clean a gun, how things work. I'm quite sure that brother from Georgia can testify to this. So what I'm telling you, we was here brainstorming ideas. Now, there's no law that I know of that white people teach their children and black can't teach theirs. Now, the brother said it, and I agree with him 100%. Guns are the culture of white folks. That's they call. They believe in firearm. They believe in firearms. Trust me, they believe in it. They live by that. You would never give you an example in the liberal city, Chicago, and the surrounding suburbs. You would never hear about a gun buyback in the white communities. Only in the black communities. Only in the black communities. Where they're going to have gun buybacks. No, it's only in the black communities. You never hear about come and turn your gun in and we'll give you some money in the white communities. You won't hear that. Now, you just said yourself that some of these white people hate guns and all that. I can't tell because they sure enough ain't setting up a gun back program in their community. It's always in the black community. Can I get a witness, preacher? I know I got yeah. I'm just telling the truth. This is logic. I'm not, you my girl, 900.
I get it.
You my girl.
I get it.
So I understand what you're saying. Some of these white folks do hate guns, but that don't mean their children hate them and don't know how to use them. Now, the father,
No, what I was saying,
I know what you were saying.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
900, I know exactly what you were saying, but you can't say what somebody's not doing inside their home. You don't know. You don't know.
No, I was going to add something to that though.
Go ahead, add something. Go ahead.
Okay, the type of work that I do. Okay, I am inside of white people's homes, numerous white people's homes on a weekly basis. In all white people in the suburbs. And so when I was saying what I'm saying, and I've been doing this for years. So when I'm saying what I'm saying, I'm not talking I hearsay. I watched some videos, I read some books. I'm in these people's homes. I know their lives. I don't know every single thing about their lives, but trust me, when I'm telling you what I know, Martin. Okay, I have insider knowledge that a lot of people just don't have about suburban America, white suburban America. Okay, just around me. I can't speak for Illinois or Iowa. I'm talking about for me. Okay, for where I live. But I'm just letting you know what the culture is primarily. Yes, you got some liberals for sure who definitely have guns. I've seen them. But I'm telling you what the culture is. I'm telling you what the culture is.
That's their culture.
Suburban white America.
But that's the white people culture. Guns. Don't you know that? Guns. Just like you say, shaking our booty and drug. That's their culture, sister.
But the key word, the key word is liberal. Liberal. That's what I'm the liberal. We're liberal white people.
Are all white people liberal?
Wait. Let me just say something to back Martin up. Liberal progressives, they don't feel they have to display and show you their guns and their beliefs because they believe they have the law to back up and shoot you, a Karen or whatever. They believe that they have the law to do that for them versus a redneck in rural America. To back up what Martin said, they're not going to let you see or get their points of view. And like I said, I agree with you to a certain degree. In suburbia of most cities, you're going to have a lot of or major cities, should I say? You're going to have a lot of liberals and progressives, and they will sit back and not display or show that when they feel they have the law to do it, but they still believe in it. They still believe in it. Like Martin say, this country was built on guns and racism.
Listen, who have more? Who have? But listen, who have?
Can I add something in right quick?
I was finna say something, but let me say that, then I'll let you come. Listen,
I want to hear what Sarge
who have more weapons than America? This white culture here, nuclear bombs and weapons. They believe in weaponry. Don't you know we owe China billions of dollars? If China thought that they can come over here and take that money, they probably will, because they know we got a big pistol over here, and they know it. We spend more money than all these countries together when it comes to military power. And that's real talk. And Sarge ain't got to bag me up on that. Go ahead, Sarge.
Now, if anyone that's on this streamcast or listening online, we could go to a gun range. They could shoot my 9mm. They could shoot my AR-15. If we do not have the exact same sight picture, they will not hit the target. So that's what a lot of people don't understand. Weapons need to be sight adjusted to the person that's using it. You don't just go buy one and you point it in front of you and you start squeezing it and you're going to hit everything you aim at. No, weapons need to be sighted, okay? That's right. You got front and rear adjustable sights, right? Front and rear adjustable sights. So that has nothing to do with training. That has to do with taking someone, this is their particular weapon, theirs alone, and you sight that weapon. Now, you need the training to know how to sight the weapon for them, you know. I mean, I could grab my son's rifle and I could hit the side of a barn if I'm aiming at it, because we don't have the same sight picture. And this is where people get confused. And that's the reason when you get these clowns doing all this pew, 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 all in the hood, they hit everything but who they was trying to hit.
Sarge. Okay.
Yep. Because their weapons are not sighted in for them individually.
All right. Let's take this new caller. Come on, new caller, 8037. Turn your phone down, sir. Sir, turn your Facebook down. That's why you hear the echo. Turn and mute your Facebook, YouTube, or whatever you listen to. So it won't be a delay. Just talk to me direct to the phone, and you won't. Go ahead.
The reason Trump is doing this is just to honor the Second Amendment.
Okay. I don't disagree with that.
Okay, we know that part.
We need as many rifles as possible in case we have to fight the government. That's probably why J.D. Pritzker came up with the assault weapons ban, so we won't use it against them. So we won't use those against Springfield if he get on BS.
Okay, well, I ain't gonna argue that.
There's a Democrat in Decatur that's trying to do the same thing due to some doggone school shooting that happened recently in Georgia that's not even closely related to the Atlanta area, but you got a Democrat.
Sarge, hold on one second. My
Georgia trying
Sarge,
to change it
I need you to hold for a second. Okay, if my live is freezing and buffing, just go to YouTube, people. We talking about something sensitive, and people are probably reporting the live. You know how it go. They report if it's freezing. Just go to YouTube, Martin G. Johnson. That's all you have to do. Leave Facebook and just go.
About war now?
No, my live is freezing and buffing. They saying.
Talking to Sarge.
When you
no.
Y'all, I'm talking, y'all. Listen, I'm talking, people. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
So if you're having problems hearing this conversation, more likely it's not the internet, it's probably Facebook buffing and censoring and things like that. All right, you can just go to YouTube, Martin G. Johnson. It's open to the public. and watch me too as well. So, all right. Let me hear from 678. He's been quiet. Go ahead, my brother. Because go ahead, my brother.
Like Sarge was saying earlier, I draw the line between responsible gun ownership and, irresponsible gun ownership. There's rules to having and owning firearms. One rule, the simple rule is, you always check your firearm to see if it's loaded when you handle it, and you never point it at anything that you're not willing to destroy. In addition to that, the most important rule of owning and having a firearm is you're responsible for your bullets once they leave your gun. So
tell the truth.
It gets down to a point where it comes down to a point of being able to defend your home, which all the Americans have. That's our right. And the Second Amendment. If America wasn't this great gun-wielding nation, the Second Amendment would have been done with a long time ago. And you see, the Second Amendment is just like, I hate to use such a brash word, but it's just like people that sell their body. It's been here since the beginning of time. People are always going to have their weapons. They're always going to own them, and they'll fight to the death before they give it up. To give that right up in America, it's just not going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it's understood.
Hey, boss, and who are the people that's not gonna give it up? Name the people who are not gonna let it go no matter what.
Well, I mean, I'm indifferent to white or black. I'm not giving up my guns, and I know other people are not giving up their guns, because at the end of the day, if you really pay attention to how things are in America now, the police don't always come when you call them.
Well, I'm gonna answer it for you, and you can testify because it's a fact. The people that is not gonna give it up, number one, black people, because most of us, even there's a lot of us that are legal to carry, have FOI cards or whatever, but it's more people that don't have a gun card that's black, that's Greek and have it, so they're not gonna give it up. And it's the American redneck that live in the rural areas that we've been talking about. Those are the two people that's not gonna give them up.
So I would pose a question to everyone. If you were to ban firearms in any shape, form, or fashion, who would it affect most? The criminals or the people that need to defend themselves from criminals?
That's a good question.
The people that need to defend themselves from criminals.
Exactly, because the criminals are going to get them regardless. They could care less about a gun ban. Only thing a gun ban is going to do is disarm the people that need to have arms,
And
That's just the way of the world.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why I say no matter what they do when it comes to them in law and stuff or outlaw and stuff, when it comes to so-called gun control, there'll never be gun control in America. One of the reasons is because it's not set up to be. It's too much of a money maker. And then the second thing, why would the gun control in America when wars going on all around the world? Only thing that's taught in the world is war. And I'm gonna let you know, I wouldn't give up my gun. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nobody that'll be dumb enough, because you'll only be dumb, you know what I'm saying, to give up a gun. One thing is I sit up there and I notice when Father Flager them, every time they come around every year with that turn your gun in that thing, back your gun, whatever they call that thing, back your gun back. They don't get the real guns off the street. They get the old revolvers, the little 8 shots, the old 338s and 380s and things. They don't get no real, man. You ain't never seen no switches. You ain't never seen nothing with no drum going inside them boxes. So it ain't real no gun. But they don't get rid. They get old guns.
But regardless,
So,
man,
yeah, I mean,
them guns still kill, man. They
ain't
still,
no
hey,
dumb.
but listen, regardless if it's a revolver still kill you. You know, some people use the revolvers right now, and they still kill
But
you.
most of,
Yeah, I understand what you're
but
saying.
most of them young, but most of them guys out there killing right out there now, Martin, ain't no most of them. I'm gonna say ain't none of them got them kind of guns no more. And the most of the people that be putting them guns inside, most of the people that be putting them guns, I know, Marlon. I'm
They come from the police department.
access to the streets, connect to the streets. You know what I'm saying? Most of them guns that be going inside them boxes come from people that's of the age 35 and up. You know what I'm saying? A gun that was found or something like that. They ain't getting the real guns that need to so-called have gun control from it.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? Them
to
youngsters
me,
ain't carrying
listen.
revolvers and
If somebody pull it, hey,
rusties no more.
if they pull a 38 revolver on me or 22 revolver, I'm giving them my wallet. I'm getting out their way. So I don't know what you talking about, bro. I'm like, here, take this wallet. Take this wallet right here. I ain't chancing it.
I don't know. I don't know nobody.
No. I think I got carjacked with one of the revolvers. I didn't ask that man. That's an old gun. That gun shoot. It shoots, man.
One bullet in it.
Yeah. You know they got that old double barrel shotgun sawed off. I ain't gonna ask no question. They put that in my face. Yeah. Hey, Reb, I ain't gonna ask no questions. Do that thing work? No, I ain't gonna ask
what
it.
about the ones no bigger than your finger?
Right. Because you got those too.
But
I understand what you're saying, Reb, but their gun is a gun to me.
Yeah. On the serious tip though, it's important though. It's so important for us because, like I say, this is the way that we have to learn to adjust to what's coming ahead. It's not about us. We living in fear already, so we shouldn't be afraid to fear. You know, or how we call it. You know what I'm saying? We live in it so much, so we really have to adjust ourselves in educating our children, and sometimes it's in real time. And the reality of that is if it comes to the point where this passes and they start setting up policies and stipulations and the laws on the behalf of you owning your right, you got to. It's just like homosexuality. You see how they trying to put it in the schools? But you don't need it in the schools. Nobody teaching your kid. You just gotta let them know, look, that's not the way of life. That's not the way of God. And you's a boy and you a girl. You ain't no them. That like we gotta keep it basic, but you gotta teach them this stuff in a real time in life now, because we're in a world today where the way that we protect our kids is not continuing to hide stuff away from them. You know, it's a time you used to be able to know. My mama used to smoke crack. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, as long as I know, I ain't know she was doing it until I seen her doing it, because she always hid behind a wall or a room. You know what I'm saying? But then it comes to the world today. You know what I'm saying? Fentanyl is fentanyl. You'll see somebody hitting it down the street. You know what I'm saying? The kid will be riding on the bus, know exactly what's going on when they see them people. Everything is exposed. And if you're not educated on that which is exposed, you'll fall into it. You know what I'm saying? For nothing, you'll fall for anything. So I will guarantee to educate my son. You know what I'm saying? That in this life, you got a lot of stuff going on. And in the standards of how I was brought up, in my belief, and me being your father, you being my seed, that's what you do, and that's what you don't do. Now, what they choose to go with, and you know what I'm saying, that's them. But I thank God that my son stand on what I say on that's what you do, and that's what you don't do. That's of God, and that's not. And that's how we treat this thing, man. It's gonna be all right.
All right.
Some of us won't.
All right, people. I'm gonna leave it right there. I mean, I think we said enough, and we argued.
Good show.
A good show. Thank you guys for participating. Thank you, 900. You still there, 900? Thank you there.
Yeah.
You know, we appreciate your opinion.
Your little girlfriend. Your little girlfriend.
Oh, that's my internet
Y'all
girlfriend.
stop playing playing.
That's my internet girlfriend.
Stop playing, y'all.
Yeah.
We 750 miles away from each other, okay?
That's what you say.
Y'all funny.
If you know where Sarge lives and you've been by his house, I don't know. You probably know where Martin lives.
No, I'm talking about Martin. Yeah, Sarge, we live 5 minutes from each other. I know where Sarge lives. I keep telling him. Well, I haven't told him, but I'm telling you now, Sarge, we should really meet. We should meet.
That's what I've been telling you for the longest of the longest.
I might come knock on your door just to say hi. I might come knock on your door one day just to be like, you know who I am?
Yeah, because I don't be having company coming over there and stuff.
No, I'm not coming inside. I'm not coming inside. I just want to, put it.
No, I'm not. I'm not even talking about coming inside. What I'm saying is, I don't have company coming. I'm not a people out there with these people like that.
Well, my concern is
you live right
I don't want nobody.
Listen.
Yeah,
you know exactly
from the cemetery.
Yeah,
okay.
Let me say this.
Listen.
You know exactly.
She knows exactly where I live.
All right, y'all. I gotta go.
She know exactly how many miles. She know exactly how many miles she lives from Martin.
No, I don't. I don't know where Martin lives.
Nah.
Hey, y'all, stop that. Stop that. All right, 900. All right, Sarge.
Shoot, it's kind of hard to. It's kind of hard to miss that flag. You ain't gonna see too many Louisiana Creole flags out in Georgia.
I know.
All right, y'all. All right, people, I gotta go. I have to go. Right. I have to go. Thank y'all so much.
You already know what it is.
Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth. And what?
And shame the devil.
I love being black. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. It was a great show. Looking forward to tomorrow. I think I might have a guest tomorrow, people. So just stand by. I might do a lunchtime special, depending on how I'm feeling. All right. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. This is live, uncut, unedited. Make sure you like the video and share the video. If you're on YouTube, like it, share it. If you're